Good evening, Philippines, and coming to you live from the Almendras Gym in Davao City. This is ABS-CBN Sports live and exclusive coverage of the 2016-2017 ASEAN Basketball League. You're watching us on SNA HD Channel 166. Sumasaludo sa pusong palaban ng lahing Pilipino worldwide via the Filipino channel and live streaming on TFC.tv and on our YouTube page. Good evening, folks. I'm TJ Manotok together with Mix Bustos, bringing to you another exciting match of the ABL. This one, Mix, is going to be a rematch of sorts, a deja vu of the last time the Alab Pilipinas played here in the Philippines. First time though in Davao, and this time they're going up against the much improved Saigon Heat, and a big game for Alab because they're going to go for second place tonight.
Well, it's really great to be here in Davao City. This is the first game of Alab Pilipinas, at home in the Mindanao side of the Philippines. Even though it's raining here in Davao, DJ, really fans came here to Almendras Gym, really flocked here inside, really want to see Alab Pilipinas play it out against the Saigon Heat.
Exactly, we have a packed house as early as about 5 p.m. So many people are outside the gym, can't wait to get inside. But let's take a look, Migs, at the team standings and see exactly where the other teams are. And as we did mention, Alab is one win away from getting at least a temporary hold of second place.
Well, currently Singapore Slingers is at first place at 9 wins and 2 losses, still the best team here at the ABL this current season. Alab Pilipinas, as you said, is a half game behind the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions. They just need to win this game to snatch that second place. Meanwhile, Saigon Heat is still at 1-7, currently struggling in this season, and they really want to get the win today to at least get up to that win column, TJ.
And it's going to be an interesting game for Saigon Heat as they've had some personnel adjustments since the last time they saw Alab Pilipinas. We'll get into that in a bit, but first we turn over to our Coliseum announcer to introduce both teams here at the Almendras Gym.
Basketball fans, maayong gabi, and welcome to the Davao City Recreation Center here in Davao City for your ABL. Tonight's match will feature the Saigon Heat and your Alab Pilipinas. Basketball fans, on to the hard court. Warm greeting for the Saigon Heat. Number 23, Horace Nguyen. Number 1, Tuan Nguyen. Number 2, Lenny Daniel. Number 7, Moses Morgan. Number 10, Van Hong Nguyen. Number 21, Christian Charles. Number 33, David Arnold. Number 39, Boy Cook Tan. And lastly, number 91, Tram Dong Yen. Head coach for the Saigon Heat is Anthony Garbolotto. Assistant coach is David Tigleton. Basketball fans, it's time to meet your Alab Pilipinas! Number 0, Paulo Ubalde. Number 3, Lawrence Domingo. Number 6, J.R. Kawali. Number 7, Samson Carter. Number 8, Bobby Sellis. Number 9, Bobby King. Number 11, Derek Fortuna. Number 15, Anthony Gavieres. Number 17, Chance Steeler Nuttall. Number 18, Jovet Mendoza. Number 21, Val Acuna. Number 28, Hans Stelly. Number 34, James Hughes. And lastly, number 1, Ray Parks Jr. Head coach for your Alab Pilipinas is Ronald Juan. Assistant coach John Paul Juan. Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the national anthem of Vietnam. court, calling Karen Peralta.
Sa langit mong bughaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pag may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mang-aapi ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
And there you have it, both teams. Okay, once again, our team standings, our updated team standings, in case you didn't catch it earlier. Migs, 9-2. Singapore Slingers there, clearly in the lead, but it's an interesting race for second place here between Hong Kong and Alab Pilipinas.
Well, it's an interesting story, TJ, for Alab Pilipinas. At first, they were struggling against the Singapore Slingers and won those 3 games against the Kaohsiung Crews, but now I think they got their momentum in. They're at solo 3rd place, and a win today could really get them up to that solo 2nd spot and that momentum coming in, of course, to the half of this ABL season.
And at the bottom of the standings, you saw that Saigon Heat at 1-7 currently. Hence, it's no surprise, Migs, that they've done what they can to tweak their lineup, so to speak. They've taken some players out, added some players in. I will mention them later on in a bit. But first, let's look back at the last time these two teams met each other. This was the last game, actually, of Alab Pilipinas, who have been on an 8-day rest. Saigon did have another game after this as they played against the Kaohsiung Truth. But in that game, just looking at the team stats per se, before we get into the individual, performances, Alab played well as a team. They shot very well from pretty much across the floor.
Well, as you can see, Alab won by 22 points, 99-77. They got the lead early in that first half. They even led as much as 25. Big 25-point lead by the Alab Pilipinas, and the biggest factor, as you can see, is the 3-point shooting. Alab made 14 threes to only 8 by Saigon, and they scored 63% for Alab Pilipinas, while only 33% from the 3-point land is Saigon Heat.
Now, we did mention that they shot well, and speaking of shooting well, there were a couple of guys, a bunch of guys for Alab Pilipinas that were really hot. It was started out by J.R. Kawaling, his first 3-pointer, and then Bobby Ray Parks Jr. just was hot right away, and he did not cool off at all as he was just on fire from beyond the arc.
Well, Ray Parks brought the heat to Saigon as he made 8 out of 8 from the 3-point line. You know, TJ, who does that? Who makes a perfect...
Very few human beings can in a professional basketball game.
Yes, like Ray Parks. You know, that was the difference maker in that game. That served as capital. That's why they got that early lead on in the first half. And I think, you know, it's going to be really a big factor, the 3-point shooting of Alab Pilipinas. These 3 have combined for 77% from the Rainbow country. You know, really a big factor for Alab Pilipinas.
Now, we will see today how Saigon will adjust to that, knowing how much the 3-point shooting was a big weapon for Alab the last time around. Now, another guy that was a very big factor for Alab Pilipinas, and he has been throughout this season, you know, not getting the spotlight, but boy, in terms of the workload, this man really works really hard in the paint, and you know, and any guy he's tasked to defend, but for most people, they see his bonus, you know, his offense as a bonus, but boy, he's really putting in the numbers as well.
Well, Lawrence Domingo really brings in the quality bench production for Alab Pilipinas. Against Saigon Heat, he scored 15 points and 11 rebounds, and he averages 10 points and 6 rebounds per game. You know, besides the numbers, he provides the spark and the energy. I remember, TJ, that one game against the Slingers here at home. Samson Carter was in foul trouble early on, but he provided that bench, that spark off the bench, and he even, you know, earned that player of the game honors. Lawrence Domingo, really, you know, one of the key guys, you know, to expect here for Coach Mac.
He is huge. He plays much bigger than his size. He's the little big man who can do it all, really, on the floor for Alab Pilipinas. Now, we did mention that the Kaohsiung Truth did have another game after they played Alab Pilipinas before coming back here to the Philippines. They played the Kaohsiung Truth. Unfortunately, it was another loss for them, but there were some highlights, so to speak, for Saigon that game. Like specifically, Chris Charles, who had a lackluster debut against Alab at the Olivares Gym in Parañaque. He had a better game against Kaohsiung.
Well, for Saigon Heat, their problems continue to fluster. You know, as Kaohsiung Truth really, you know, defeated them by a big margin. You know, Kaohsiung shared the ball better during that game in 14 points, 12 steals. That led, you know, to 19 points of turnovers, and overall, it's a better performance from the hustle side for Kaohsiung Truth. You know, they had the upper hand during that game, or Kaohsiung Truth rather has the upper hand against the Saigon Heat with 2 games to none.
And of course, we mentioned Charles was a big factor in that game. He finally showed what he can do. We heard about him, that he's a former MVP of this league, but he only had a few points against Alab Pilipinas, 6 points only. But boy, finally, he took charge against Kaohsiung.
Well, you know, he had a double-double. Is Chris Charles, 20 points and 10 boards against the Kaohsiung Truth. You know, what a workhorse. It's a 7-1 center. He's the 2-time ABL World Import MVP, and he's a 2-time ABL Defensive Player of the Year.
No joke.
And
those credentials are big.
A few days ago, he got his 1,000th career rebound.
In the ABL.
In the ABL.
Okay.
So really big guy, Chris Charles. You know, one thing to watch out for the Alab Pilipinas is Chris Charles.
All right, we expect him to really do damage today as he's starting to warm up. Here we go, as we have jump ball in a few moments. Right here at the Almendras Gym, the packed Almendras Gym in Davao City.
I'd like to welcome Assistant City Administrator Attorney Christian Dwight Domingo and the Officer in Charge of the City Sports Development Division Office, Michael Denton of Pontedera.
Right, there you have it. The ceremonial toss photo op for the Davao City officials who, of course, gave the ABL, and Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat, as well as the team from ABC Student Sports. A very warm welcome here in Davao City, and we're ready for basketball as we got tip-off right here from the Almendras Gym, and we are ready and rolling now as the first possession will go to the Alab Pilipinas. Jeric Fortuna, Parks, Carter, Hughes, and Kawalik starting out for Alab Pilipinas.
I'm really interested about the point guard matchup for Alab and Saigon. I think Jeric Fortuna can be the X factor in this game.
Look at the quick drive by Ray Parks, dishing it off to Carter, but lost possession. Shot clock's down to 1. Will that count? No. The first turnover there for Alab Pilipinas. Meanwhile, the Saigon Heat, their starters, they've got Charles, they've got Morgan, who is an interesting piece in today's game. He's a new sign-up coming back to the Saigon Heat. Actually, he replaces Joshua Munson, who had a great game actually against Alab the last time around, but he's no longer with the team. Of course, they have Lenny Daniels as well, and Arnold, and Nguyen on the starting 5. Daniels missing his first crack, gets second serving, does not find the net. Here's Kawalik looking for Ray Parks. Interesting to see how Saigon will be defending him today. Obviously, he's got an unfamiliar face with Morgan. Step back jumper for Jeric Fortuna is bodies the back. First 2 points for Alab Pilipinas.
Well, if Jeric Fortuna can really bring it on against his matchups, you know, if the Saigon Heat really concentrates on Ray Parks, Jeric Fortuna can be that open guy to deliver down the stretch.
That's right. You know, if the attention really goes to the World Imports, Carter, Hughes, and Ray Parks, as Morgan slips inside, gets away from Jeric Kawalik. And this is where familiarity will be a challenge here, Migs. You know, they played pretty much all the teams already a bunch of times. They played Saigon Heat last summer, but they don't know what kind of game this Moses Morgan can bring.
Well, that's the beauty of playing. At a long season, you can replace players, just as the situation of Moses Morgan. He replaced Joshua Munzon, but then it really gives out something new, something fresh. So you don't really get stuck in a rut if you're the teams. And I think Alab Pilipinas can really bring it on if they can continue to adjust.
Well, speaking of Moses Morgan, he is their heritage import. When we say heritage import in the ABL, you're allowed to get any player from ASEAN countries outside of your country. So he is, from what we understand, Thai American. You can see it actually. You can see although from afar it looks African American, but up close you can see the Thai blood in him. Meanwhile, let's hand things over to our third person of the panel. Joining us, completing our team here for ABS Sports, Bea Diaz is with us here. She's on the sidelines. Bea, what do you have for us to start this game for Alab versus Saigon?
TJ and Mix, challenge accepted, challenge accomplished. This is how Coach Mac Khuôn described their first encounter with the Saigon Heat just over a week ago. Now they came in very much prepared, addressing all their weaknesses as they suffered a tough loss against the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions. Right off the bat, Alab came out with a strong sense of urgency, and Coach Mac Khuôn was very much pleased with everyone contributing offensively, with 5 players finishing in double digits. Now despite the sudden changes in the lineup of the Heat, Coach Mac Khuôn is ready for the necessary in-game adjustments to pull off another win, especially for the Davoeño fans. Back to you, TJ and Mix.
All right, thanks for that, Bea. And of course, yep, they got to prepare hard and cannot take this team for granted, especially with the adjustments they've made and the improvement of Chris Charles, who was obviously not himself, with 6 points in that first game of his for Saigon over in Parañaque. Meanwhile, Daniel, pull-up jumper, that's short again. Carter with the rebound.
Well, one strength of Alab Pilipinas is they can really push the tempo. Samson, Carter, and James Hughes can really run down the floor despite their size.
And anybody can bring the ball down, probably with the exception of Hughes. There's Kawaling, fakes off. Arnold gets a shot off, doesn't go. Carter almost gets a tip in, but doesn't get it to go. Here comes the Saigon Heat. Arnold blows right by Jared Kawaling. That's the second time Kawaling's defense has been just easily blown by.
Well, according to Coach Mac Khuôn, the help defense is really something that they really need to work on. As you can see, Kawaling got beat, but James Hughes didn't get to help out.
Meanwhile, Ray Parks Jr. gets the whole crowd excited with that first basket of his and an end-one situation for him. Here's that dribble drive penetration as Arnold just zipped by Jared Kawaling. On the other end, Ray Parks gets the bump from Charles. It's going to be interesting to monitor his foul. Of course, you want to get the big man in foul trouble as early as you can.
That's the thing, you need to get Ray Parks going. So not settle for jump shots and mix and match his game.
If I were him, of course he'll be thinking right away how to adjust to him, how to adjust to his outside shooting the last time around. As you have a turnover here forced by Alab. Great double team there between Fortuna and Carter. And they're going to deny him the shot, that's for sure. So he's going to have to find ways to penetrate and stack inside the paint today. Kawaling's jumper just inside the three-point line is long. Daniels grabs the rebound.
Well, good point right there, TJ. Especially Ray Parks scored. He made 8 threes. So most likely their scouting report will be, challenge him from the outside. But Ray Parks should be smart enough to, adjust his game, not set up for the jump shot.
We had driving baseline, tried to kick it out to Morgan. That is tapped out by Ray Parks. 8 seconds to shoot for the Saigon Heat. Deadlocked at 5-all. Parks and Morgan, shot locked down to 2.
You don't realize it.
Arnold does finally. He throws this one up just to beat the shot lock buzzer. Here come Alab Pilipinas. Ray Parks trying to get the pick and roll going with Hughes. Jumper just rattles out. Here comes Daniel. To the outside. To Nguyen for 3. That's long. Now Parks to the other end. Fortuna says, let's slow things down and let's set things up. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. We are tied at 5-all. Eric Fortuna. Hughes.
need to get some movement.
Yep, they're all standing around. Pick and roll with Kawali, gets free inside. His runner is off. He's asking for a foul. And here comes the Saigon Heat again. Arnold to Morgan, who nobody defended it, but he just blocked himself under the rim, apparently. I don't know what happened there. Look out, Carter gets away inside and gets his easy two. That was a strange layup. He was probably worried someone was behind him, so he rushed that layup.
A strange layup, and he fell asleep on defense. That's why Samson Carter got that open lane.
Arnold pulls up for a three-pointer. That does not drop. Ray Parks against Arnold. He realized he's got an advantage there against a smaller Arnold compared to Morgan, who's been guarding him for most of the first few minutes of this game so far.
Well, as you can see, both teams really want to try to push that tempo. Once they get the rebound, they're really looking to run, get those fast break opportunities.
Stephen Nguyen is now in the game. He's the better shooter amongst the two Nguyens they have in the lineup. Fortuna pops out on the screen, catch and shoot. He's off to the left. Both teams struggling to get a good rhythm to start this game. Only 7-5 is our current score. Slow scoring start for Alab and for the Heat. Daniels looks to the opposite corner. Inside to Charles. Oh! Big block from out of nowhere is Carter. And here come Alab Pilipinas. Ray Parks going straight at Lenny Daniels and sneaks in the layup. What a play back-to-back by Alab Pilipinas.
Well, Samson Carter playing unselfish basketball, really hustling down to block Chris Charles.
Meanwhile, Lenny Daniels quickly answers that with a quick drive on Carter. Chops the lead back down to only 2, 9-7. What a frenetic pace we had those last two possessions. Fortuna to Carter. Squares up for three. Just long. Charles with another rebound.
Well, what's crucial with that play of Alab Pilipinas, after that double screen, they really need to get some movement. Well, after that double screen, what happens is they're just standing around waiting for someone to make an action.
Isolation post-up play here. Daniel versus Carter. Daniel backing down, finally getting the hook shot in, and he's still asking for a foul as well. Back-to-back baskets for Daniel, and he's feeling confident bigs against Carter's defense.
But that's what you want if you're Lenny Daniel, get those confidence in. Started from his game and, get the upper hand from that matchup.
Parks from the corner, shot clock winding down. Alley-oop. Couldn't get that to drop for Hughes. Here come the Saigon Heat. Arnold was looking to pass and realized right in front of the ring, I might as well lay it up on my own, and just like that, the Saigon Heat are ahead 11-9. We'll take a quick break. Please stay with us here with your ABL on SNA. Welcome back to SNA. Alab Pilipinas versus the Saigon Heat. And we mentioned there's a new face on the Saigon Heat squad. Well, new for us if you're watching Alab Pilipinas this year. But he's been with them. And he helped them after to get to the semifinals last season.
Well, that was what we were talking about in the pregame. Moses Morgan replaced Joshua Munzon as one of their imports. The Thai American import is last year's Saigon's import, and they really made it. He made a debut game this year for Saigon. He had 8 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Really still getting his groove. Perhaps just a feel-out game for him, but then right now I think he has settled in with the team again and looking forward to bounce back from that game.
Well, just seeing the way he's been playing so far, looks like he's an integral part of their offense for sure, as they give him a lot of opportunities to touch the ball and create things off the dribble as well. And defensively, he's tasked obviously to guard Ray Parks Jr.
Couple of substitutions for Alab Pilipinas. Lawrence Domingo and Rob sent it in.
Parks pulls up for 3. That's his first miss from 3. the last 9 days. He was 8 for 8 days ago. And Manny Daniel is getting really hot right now as he's just driving at will, finding a way to get that ball to get through the hoop again. Now with a 4-point lead and another and-one situation here, this time grabbing the foul from Lawrence Domingo, who just came off the bench.
Getting hot and getting physical is Lenny Daniel.
Well, that's really his game. He's a slasher. If you're Alab, you probably want to challenge him to take outside shots first, rather than giving him the beeline to the basket. Meanwhile, Alab Pilipinas, the home team, now down by 4, 13-9. Parks spots up for 3 from the right wing. That's off the mark as well. Arnold in transition for the Saigon Heat. Daniel, the trailer, thought about the 3, crossing over inside to Charles. That's tapped out of bounds. It will stay. Nope. Apparently, Charles touched it last, says the refs. Charles says he didn't touch it. Ball goes to the Alab Pilipinas side. Jared Fortuna signaling the play. Celis is in the game as well, together with Domingo off the bench. They go down low to Hughes. Running hook is good. For them, really for Hughes, an ISO play.
Good change of play right there by Jared Fortuna. He saw that adjustment. He saw that he needed, to give a different look for Alab and James Hughes. Easy basket for him.
Chris Charles trying to shake and bake against Hughes. Tough hook there. Hughes is all over him. Great defense. Ray Parks trying to whiz his way by the defense of the Saigon Heat. Draws a foul from Lenny Daniel. That's his first foul.
Paulo Mabale checks in for Jared Fortuna. And as you can see, as you saw that last play, Ray Parks also wasting no time. You saw that opportunity in that open court.
Yep. Attack right away is the mentality of Alab Pilipinas. They want to run and run. It together. Everybody saw, oh, it's small ball, obviously. Take advantage of their seam. Tough shot there. Lucky break though for Alab Pilipinas, as the refs say Daniel touched it last.
12 seconds at the shot clock for Alab. Important for them not to wait, they can waste their they can waste time a little bit, but then they have to get the shot in at least for 6 or 5 seconds in the shot clock.
Game clock says 1:42. We still have less than 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. A couple more subs. We're gonna give Chris Charles a break for Saigon Heat. He's back on the bench. Domingo, strong drive, spinning inside, gets some contact, no call. He gets his hands on the ball for all offensive rebound, just could not control it.
Almost a travel there by Lawrence Domingo, but then his matchup was really getting physical on him, and now Ray Parks is also on the bench.
That's right, a quick break as well for Ray Parks, as Ubalde is on the floor now. He came in for Ray Parks. Arnold. Jumper is blocked there by Celis, who came from behind to catch up on that shot. Ubalde now is playing the point. Carter swings it around to Hughes, over to Celis. Asking for the screen. He gets the switch, he gets the lane, drive, kicks the pass to the baseline. Domingo with a reverse layup.
And that's what Lawrence Domingo does, the spark plug off the bench. If Ray Parks is out, you can expect Lawrence Domingo to contribute.
And not just the energy he makes, he just plays smart basketball. He knows where to fill the lane on the floor. He knows where to just put himself in good position to get some easy baskets. Meanwhile, an offensive foul is called here.
And he played that screen well if you're Lawrence Domingo. An offensive foul by a Saigon Heat player.
Looks like it's our number 10, Hung. Did I read that right? Oh, he's also Nguyen Hung. His jersey says Hung, but there's a bunch of them that's Nguyen. I'll stick with Hung, because there are 2 other Nguyens on the lineup.
Staple Vietnamese name, yeah.
Celis with a corner 3, that is off the mark. 13 all. Here comes Lenny Daniel. Dribble too strong, too high. Taken away by Domingo, who shows some of his dribbling skills. Missing that one, but Carter is there to tip that in to give the lead back to Alab Pilipinas.
Right place at the right time, Samson Carter. Good tip in
I wonder if they know the time. 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Does Daniel know it? He does. Pulls up with a jumper that is long. And rebound by Hughes. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Grit and grind kind of first quarters. Both teams struggled to get their rhythm, but the intensity definitely picked up. It is a 2-point lead for Alab Pilipinas as they took this lead back here late in the first quarter. It's been an exciting one. Stay with us here in ABL. You're watching the ABL coming to you live from Davao City on SNA, and just a few of the interesting sights to see while you are in Davao. Of course, the Museo de Babueno, the San Pedro Cathedral, this oldest and the biggest church in Davao, and of course the Davao City Hall as well. And look at all the Davaoenos who have packed the house here at the Almendras Gym. They were here very early on and braved the rains as well, just to have a chance to see the Alab Pilipinas live in action and support the only Philippine team in the ASEAN Basketball League for this 2016-2017 season. I'm TJ Manotok together with Migs Bustos and Bea Diaz on the court at courtside. Thank you for joining us. This is ABS-CBN Sports exclusive and live presentation of your ABL. 2-point lead for Alab Pilipinas to start the quarter. A missed layup there by Stephen Nguyen, and Balacuña, who just came in the game, grabs that rebound. Ray Park still getting his rest on the bench. Migs. But Chris Charles is now back on the floor for Saigon.
Well, an interesting matchup because James Hughes is on the bench as well. So Samson Carter is playing the big role.
He's the biggest guy on the floor now.
And together with Lawrence Domingo, I think he will play the 4. A little bit of small ball here for Coach Makuan.
Shot clock 7 seconds.
Carter missed that jumper, but again, it was last touch by a Saigon Heat player. Coach Tony appealing to the refs. This is I think, second or third time they're contesting a last touch call.
Because the past 2 plays, Lenny Daniel, touched the ball last. And I think Coach Tony really, the third time, I think he really wants to contest, that last play.
Celis driving hard on the left side, gets away from the defense of Moses Morgan and gets the layup to go. 4-point lead now for Alab Pilipinas, 17-13.
No fear, and a good drive there by Rob Celis.
Stephen Nguyen kicks it out to Moses Morgan for the corner 3. That's long. Hubalde with the rebound, and off to the races they go. Hubalde gets by everybody, missing the layup, but don't worry, as Samson Carter is there to throw it down with 2 hands.
Well, the second time right there for Samson Carter. Right place at the right time for that tip-in.
Lenny Daniel looks for Morgan. He throws up another 3. Long again. And quickly, here comes Alab. Domingo beats everybody down court. Great look by Hubalde.
6-0 run here by Alab Pilipinas. They're really capitalizing on forcing the Saigon Heat to take the outside shots. In return, they will get those fast break points in.
And a quick timeout by the Saigon Heat. We'll be back here in SNA. Welcome back to the Almendras Gym in Davao City. This is the live and exclusive presentation of ABS-CBN Sports for the ASEAN Basketball League. Alab Pilipinas enjoying now a 8-point lead against the Saigon Heat. This is the first home game of Alab Pilipinas outside of Luzon, as they're venturing down south here in the beautiful city of Davao. And let's see what Coach Tony was able to remind his boys to make sure that Alab Pilipinas will not pull away again, as it was the case in the last time that they played in Parañaque Mix when they were blown out early on. Nguyen inside, Chris Charles. Charles, double team, kicks it out. It finds Arnold in the corner, 7 seconds to shoot. Arnold kicks it out to Nguyen. Look at the defense of Alab Pilipinas. It looked like there were 10 white shirts on the floor. They were all over the place. Celis, strong drive against Daniel, but Daniel finding a way to block that shot. Arnold this time, strong take against Domingo. Contact there, hard fall by both players. And as they give time for Arnold to gather himself, we'll turn you over to Bea Diaz for another courtside report. Bea?
TJ and Migs in their first encounter. Saigon Heat played zone against Alab Pilipinas, but Ray Parks made sure that they would pay for this, setting a local career record for 3 points made in a game, drilling 8 threes. But you know, it's interesting to note that back in his college days, he was not really known to become an outside shooter, averaging only 27% from beyond the arc. But he knew that to become effective in the next level, he had to be consistent with his jumper, and that's exactly what he did, putting in the work day in and day out. And true enough, right now, it looks like everything's paying off for Alab Pilipinas and Ray Parks. Back to you, TJ and Migs.
All right, thanks for that update, Bea. Interesting stat to note in the UAP, Migs, only 27% from beyond the arc. And obviously, one of the many things he worked on his game while he was in the U.S. with the Texas Legends and the Dallas Mavericks Summer League team is, of course, his outside shooting.
Well, it was an obvious choice for him to work on, because given his size compared to his build, there in the States, though, he really worked on his outside shooting. And coming here to Alab Pilipinas, he gained that confidence. You know, he's the star player, the leading man for Team Alab. And I think that confidence really translates, you know, to his performance in the outside.
It's a very interesting scenario where he's the star player, yet one of the youngest players as well, because a lot of these other players are his kuyas in the UAP, you know, before, way ahead of him. And yet he's obviously their best player and most prepared player with some international experience as well. 21-13 still is the score, an 8-point lead for Alab Pilipinas. Carter backing down on Daniel. He will pick up a foul, which some might call a ticky-tack foul, but the crucial thing is that's foul number 2 on Lemmy Daniel. Well, there is some pushing and shoving going on there. That's always the tricky part of how the refs will call contact like that. Some refs let that go. Some refs don't like it that tight.
But it really depends on the situation. Early in the game, they really called that foul. But then when you go on to the second half, maybe the third or early in the fourth, you know, they may let that go.
Yep. Well, we'll see as this game goes on. Still a 21-13 scoreline here. More bodies on the floor as Nguyen took it strong against Hubalde, who this time around will be called for the blocking foul. It's his first foul, and quickly off the bench is Jens Lutel, who is one of the few players of the Alab Pilipinas squad coming from the south. He's from Zamboanga.
Well, Nguyen doing a la freight train like David Arnold, you know, they really want to take it strong to the hole. They're down by 8, and they really have to do everything that they can to bring the physicality to Alab Pilipinas.
Well, it's an opportunity while the 7-footer is down on the floor, as James Hughes is still on the bench, getting an extended rest together with Ray Parks. 2 free throws missed there by Nguyen. Could not take advantage of that, and we're still stuck at 21-13.
Well, now it's a question of risk for Coach Tony if he will still field in, you know, Lenny Daniel with 2 fouls.
Saigon has yet to score here in the second quarter. Another miss for Alab. Morgan trying to force the action this time around and losing the ball. Good hustle defense there again by Lawrence Domingo. Check this out, he gets by Celis, but Domingo is there to show his presence and help out. Carter against Daniel, who's got 2 fouls, trying to get the 3rd foul. foul baiting expedition there. With no call for the refs. It's a turnover, last touch on Carter.
Well, speaking of 2 fouls, is Lenny Daniel. You can put in Samson Carter, or you can bring back in Ray Parks for Lenny Daniel to defend him, because Ray Parks can penetrate. He's the more versatile scorer for Alab. And if he can get that foul in, it will be really, a big factor if Lenny Daniel gets his 3rd foul.
Absolutely. He has been their main man today. Talking about Lenny Daniels now. On cue, Ray Parks Jr. comes back in the game, gives a break for Celis. And we'll see who he will be matched up with later on. Most likely this will be Moses Morgan, but now it's Saigon's turn to try and score and get the first basket in the 2nd quarter. Morgan trying to find Daniel on the other side. That is tapped out of bounds by Parks. 11 seconds on the clock to shoot for the Saigon Heat.
Saigon Heat still scoreless here in the 2nd quarter.
Nguyen looking for Arnold. Drives inside, kicks it out to Moses Morgan for another 3. That one's short. Chris Charles finally gets a basket for the Saigon Heat in the 2nd quarter.
Took them 4 minutes in the 2nd quarter to get their first basket.
Yeah.
Saigon Heat.
You gotta credit the defense of Alab Pilipinas. Parks gets a switch. He's against Charles. Easy step back jumper there. Charles, of course, respecting his speed, giving him a lot of space.
Well, despite the 3-point shooting of Ray Parks, TJ, I really think that the perimeter shooting and off the dribble movement of Ray Parks has really improved.
Swinging the ball around are the Saigon Heat. Morgan trying to go inside to Daniel. Quick turn to the paint, and he draws a foul from Samson Carter. No 3-pointer yet for Ray Parks, so you could say that aspect of his game was defended better today so far by the Saigon Heat. They are the ones who are struggling to score, as Ray Parks finding other ways to score there with that step back jumper. Hans Tiele is in the game, giving a break for Samson Carter for the first time.
Well, that's the beauty of an all-around scorer is Ray Parks. He's not one-dimensional.
Yep.
He has a high basketball IQ and makes sure that he gets to, showcase his other facet of his game.
That's right. Another missed 3 by Moses Morgan. To my count, he's like 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. We'll get the official stats later on in a bit. Ray Parks against Moses Morgan. Swings it around, trying to find Valacuña in the opposite corner. But that is tapped out. 12 seconds on the shot clock.
In my unofficial count, TJ, for Saigon Heat, I think they've taken 10 3-point attempts this quarter, and none of them have really gotten in.
None. Parks against Morgan from the corner to Hughes. He's swinging out. Hans Tiele fakes off Daniel. Free from 15 feet is Hans Tiele, but his one-handed jumper is off.
I thought he was going to take the jump shot, but he opted for that mini floater.
The push shot floater, but maybe not in the right range. If there were no Chris Charles in the paint, he probably would have taken straight to the basket and slammed that one home. I remember Hans Tiele from his days with the UE Red Warriors, and this guy has hops. Nguyen trying to go down low again to Lenny Daniel. Backing out against. Oh, look at that throw down with 2 hands and the foul on Hans Tiele. Well, over here in this country makes you say, sumakay ka pa. We can teach that to Lenny Daniel, as he did just that. Look at that.
Good example of a poster is Lenny Daniel. He recognized that mismatch against the thinner Hans Tiele. And we saw that during the pregame. Lenny Daniel has been, practicing that post move, and then he'll go for that quick flush.
A quick drop step. So they're going to have to figure that out for Alab Pilipinas if they're going to keep Hans Tiele as the primary defender on him. Maybe get some help defenders nearby. Parks waiting for that screen from Hughes. Kicks out to Tiele. To Acuña for the corner 3. In and out. Oh, but look out. Jens Nutel almost taking that away from Nguyen.
Well, if you want to change it up, if you're Alab Pilipinas, they have no particular outside shooting except for Valacuña. Maybe it's best if you can get Jeric Fortuna in to have some threat on that point guard position.
It's either him or Ray Parks Jr., who obviously was the main man in terms of outside shooting in the last game, but today that has been denied. At least his looks have been limited from beyond the arc. Daniel back it down again, out to Morgan, almost a three, still not there for Moses Morgan. And he's like 0 for 6 now, and that last one was halfway down. Parks gets a screen from Hughes, kicks it out to Acuna. Acuna's three is also halfway down. Unforgiving rims here in Davao City. Arnold, difficult shot against Ray Park's defense. Up ahead they go to Acuna. Acuna going strong to the basket, but Daniel says, no, thank you. Another big block. He is doing everything for the Saigon Heat, makes it just stay in this game.
I like the action, what we're seeing. It's like college basketball all over again. No set plays.
Yeah, high-octane offense.
High-octane offense.
That time around, Morgan drove strong, pulled up 15 feet, drew the foul, so he'll go to the free throw line. But boy, is Daniel doing everything. He's defending, he's rebounding, he's scoring.
All-around guy.
Yep. So all the more makes him a big target if you can get that third foul off of him before this halftime break. He's sitting at 2 fouls right now with 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes and change before we go to halftime. Kawali and Fortuna back in the game now for Nadel and Acuna.
J.R. Kawali also has that decent shot from the three. Jeric Fortuna, he can really spot up off the dribble.
Moses Morgan.
Even the free throws, he can get it in.
Doesn't seem like he's got a comfortable rhythm just yet.
Well, sometimes for players and shooters, all you need is one.
Yep.
Once you get that
ball go through the hoop,
you get your confidence back, and then before you know it, you'll get to knock down some shots.
Oh, up ahead is Jeric Fortuna. Quick pass there by Ray Parks. Good eye.
Good eye, good recognition.
Yeah, that's not an easy pass to execute as well. So you're going to get 2 free throws for Jeric Fortuna.
Lurking is Jeric Fortuna. Ray Parks, recognized that he was behind. He was sneaking behind his defender. Good recognition by Ray Parks. Good eye, as you said, by Bobby Ray.
Fortuna gets his first free throw. We keep talking about Morgan the last few plays, just glancing on his averages from last season. They're good numbers, 16 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, and 3 assists.
But then last game, he also struggled, only 30% from the field, 3 out of 10.
Saigon swinging this around. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Arnold wants to find Daniel somehow. He gets a switch. Arnold is against Hanstieli. Arnold, strong drive into Chris Charles. He gets double teamed. Morgan, nice cut. His layup is no good. Good defense there by Hughes. Parks to Hughes. Has to pull up from 8 feet. That is short. And Charles will keep the possession for the Saigon Heat. Stephen Nguyen to Arnold. Back they go to Daniel, who's asking for some space.
Double post up. Morgan's also asking for it from the post.
Out with Morgan on the corner. Daniel for 3. That's way off, but Charles taps it out. Daniel gets the offensive rebound. Arnold is wide open. His 3 is nothing but net. First triple for Arnold after many attempts. And don't look now, it's down to a 4-point lead for Alab Pilipinas. Timeout for Coach Mac Guan. We'll be back here in SNA. All right, welcome back to SNA. There's a brief look at Lenny Daniel, and we talked about him today extensively. He's doing everything he can for the Saigon Heat, scoring, rebounding, defending, blocking shots. These are his numbers against the Couch of Truth in their last loss.
Well, just like Ray Parks, he's the all-around guy for the Saigon Heat. He can slash, he can take the three, he can post up, and as you saw, in that last game, he made double numbers, Lenny Daniel, but right now he's struggling with 2 fouls. I think he needs to get his groove on, just to take it one step at a time, keep it basic, for him to get over that hump.
It's a 7-1 run in the last 5.5 for the Saigon Heat, hence that quick timeout by Coach McCuan. Obviously does not want to relinquish his lead and wants to make sure they correct some of the mistakes they made. Kawaling turnaround jumper, difficult shot, but that is in his repertoire.
Added to the scoring note is J.R. Kawaling from the perimeter. You cannot rely on Ray Parks and Jeric Fortuna alone.
Yep. Daniel again from the perimeter. Look out! Daniel throwing it down. And nowhere to be found is the help defense. And if you're James Hughes, and Chris Charles hasn't been much of a factor anyways, I'd rather loiter around that paint and deny that easy drive for Lenny Daniel.
Well, that was a miscommunication on the switch. Because Jeric Fortuna ended up being on Lenny Daniel, and Jeric Fortuna couldn't really do anything.
Mad scramble on the floor for the loose ball. And this will be Saigon ball.
Saigon Heat ball.
Good turnaround jump shot by J.R. Kawaling.
It's a tough one-legged jumper there. Here's that pick and roll from big to small. And when that happens, even if the small guy tries to switch, if you get a full head of steam mix, that's hard to stop.
Well, that's been the problem I noticed from James Hughes. When he's the second line of defense and when he's going to help the helper, that's his weakness. He has to really step in, get those hustle, get those hustle points in, just like Samson Carter. Double the effort, to help your team.
Morgan out to Arnold. Arnold floater. That is blocked by Hughes. That's what Alab Pilipinas has been waiting for some help defense from Hughes. Fortuna wide open for 3. Left wing. Bang! Back to 7-point lead for Alab Pilipinas, and that wakes up the hometown crowd here in Davao. We got a timeout for Saigon Heat. We'll be back on SNA. Welcome back to your ABL here, live from the Almendras Gym in Davao City, and take a look at the interesting man in the middle for Alab Pilipinas. Sometimes he makes noise, sometimes he's doing his work quietly, but he's definitely a big figure for Alab Pilipinas. Talking about James Hughes.
Well, James Hughes really, a big factor ever since their acquisition. He was the big guy in the middle, the one thing that Alab needs, that anchor in the middle. As you can see versus Kaohsiung, he scored a team high, 13 rebounds, scored 12 points, 5 out of 9 from the field. And as I said earlier, he has to, double the effort on the hustle on the defense to help his teammates out.
He's got to use his size and length to at least intimidate the Saigon Heat from driving down at will. Looks like a 2-3 zone that Alab has switched to. Jumper from the outside is no go for Moses Morgan. He's 0 for like 7 now from beyond the arc from our unofficial count.
And this is the starting lineup of Alab Pilipinas to close out the first half.
That is a useless foul by Stephen Nguyen, pushing Ray Parks.
And there's the penalty.
Yep. No, they are. Or no.
A 1 foul to give.
One more. We got a quick time out here for Alab Pilipinas as Coach McCuan wants to drop one final play. We'll be back on SNA.
Alab Pilipinas got a short timeout.
We have a great crowd here, back in the house at the Almendras gym here in Davao City. They were early. Mix, they were here at around 5 p.m. already, as early as 5 p.m. for an 8 p.m. game. Talk about eager to watch Alab Pilipinas and some ASEAN Basketball League action.
Great crowd, great people, city of Davao. It's really great, you know, to see this kind of crowd, really how basketball should be like in the Philippines.
They are passionate fans and very knowledgeable fans as well. They know and love this game. And they can't wait to see Alab strut their stuff. So far, they're up by 7 here in a low-scoring first half. We're seconds away from the last shot here in the first half. Parks, quick drive, flips it up, no good. Morgan, does he know the time? He throws the ball away as time expires. So that is it. That is your halftime score, folks. It is a low-scoring affair, but what's more important for Alab Pilipinas, they're hanging on to this 7-point lead, 29-22. We'll be right back here on SNA for some halftime highlights, stats, analysis, and a quick interview as well with some Davao City officials. I'll be back right here on SNA.
Okay, once again, for half-court or halftime entertainment, it will be the Air Asia half-court shootout. Winning entries for the Air Asia half-court shootout. Okay, thanks to Waping niya sa atong Air Asia half-court shootout. Okay, thanks to Waping. Daling na at hard court and center court for the half-court Air Asia half-court shootout. Ang gusto mo apel, dili na sa hard court. Mga idol, pagkakataon nila to. Okay. Your Air Asia half-court shootout. Okay, lang entis po natin. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 pa. I need 2 more. May 2 pang slot kung meron pa. Kung kinsa pa'y gusto mo apel, dali, ato na mo diretso, hardcore. Sige, damang na meron. Sige, pasok lang. Ops, walay testing, walay testing, walay testing ha, walay testing. Walay testing ha, walay testing. Air Asia half-court shootout. Sige, pakita ba, kung sa mo apel, diretso lang sa hardcore. 1 attempt lang, 1 attempt. Six entries lang. 2 attempts. 2 attempt, 1 attempt. 1 attempt lang ba? 1 attempt from half court, okay? Mga idol, 1 attempt from half court. One or 2 attempts? Ilang attempt ba? 1 or 2? Okay, entry number 1. Entry number 1, are you ready? 1 attempt, 3, 2, let's go! Ah! Hoy, isa lang. Gasa lang. Okay. Our second entry. Let's go. Second entry. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Oh! with the third bar. Our third entry. One attempt. Okay. Third entry. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Oh, muntik na. Next entry. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Oh. Diretso sa banyo. More entries. Daga pa gusto mapil? Ito na lang ata. Last 2 na to. Last 3. Okay. One attempt. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Down to our last two. Ito, pangkilala ko to. Ginang idol half-court idol. And 3, 2, 1. Oh! Muntik na! See? And our last entry sa ating Air Asia half-court shootout. Are you ready, idol? Let's go! And 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Oh!
Hindi lang pro basketball athlete si Jens Nutel, nahilera na rin siya sa modeling, hosting, at iba pang gigs. Ngayon naman, dala-dala niya ang pangalan ng Pilipinas sa ABL. Tara, dalawin natin siya. Hi, Jens!
Hi! Welcome.
Hello! Think ganda naman ang place mo.
Let's go in.
Okay. Go back to your roots. Lumaki ka sa Zamboanga, and paano ka nasimula sa basketball?
I was born in Germany. Then, turning 2, my family went to the Philippines because my mom is a Filipina, my dad is German. So I grew up in Zamboanga. I tried out in SBP, it's the Milo Basketeers, the Philippines. I went to the tryout and luckily sa 14 lang na-pick. So, pang 15 ako. And yun, like parang naging tuloy-tuloy na. When I was young, I was really an avid fan already of UAAP. So, naging dream ko talaga siya. Like parang, the next thing I know, like I was going to Manila already. Parang ganun. Pag nandun ka na, parang why not like tuloy-tuloy mo na hanggang PBA. So, ayun.
Baka naman pwede mong pakita sa amin yung mga memorable jerseys mo throughout your career.
Dito tayo mag-start sa FEU.
Siyempre! Okay!
Next is my Harbor Center. It's my first amateur basketball. Nag-champion din kami dito sa PBL naman to. Next is my Ginebra. I got drafted by Ginebra. 388 pick. My favorite number is 17 kasi my all-time idol in the PBA is Olsen Rosella.
Ano naman ngayon yung feelings mo na si Coach O ay nasa FEU?
I also told him na I support him and all out ako, support ako sa kanya. Nakaka-proud, wala lang, like representing the country and representing my club team too.
Ano pa yung gusto mong ilabas for the rest of the season?
I'm just playing my role. I think mas okay yung role ko na like parang setting up the groups. We're excited to improve every game. I think we just have to get one game at a time, and I think we'll get there.
Ano yung message mo to the kids in Mindanao watching?
Nothing's impossible, no? Especially if you work hard for it and you pray for it, and especially if you dream big. Hi to all Alab Pilipinas fans and ABL fans too. Keep supporting Alab Pilipinas and keep supporting the ABL. Hope to see you all guys in our games to support. Keep supporting Alab Pilipinas.
Mga kapamilya, kasama ko po ngayon si Attorney Tristan Dwight Domingo, ang Assistant City Administrator ng Davao City. Attorney, good evening po.
Good evening.
So Attorney, Gaano po ba ka-importante ang makapag-host ng gantong international event katulad ng ABL dito sa City of Davao?
Well, first of all, on behalf of the city government of Davao, led by our beloved Mayor Sara Duterte, and our Vice Mayor Paulo Duterte, would like to thank the ABL for considering Davao City as one of the venues for the games of their league. It's quite an honor for the city to be hosting such an event, and I think we're going to have another one this coming March. So it highlights the city that the city is quite ready for various activities, be it conventions, games such as this, and all other tourism or business-related activities here in the city.
And Attorney Tristan, umuulan po ng sobrang lakas pero punong-puno pa din po ang venue. So gaano po ba kasaya ang mga Davaoeños na makita po ang kanilang mga idols sa gabing ito?
Well, as we all know that events like this are seldom do happen in the city, but right now everybody is, I think, outside are raring to go to watch the games. There are a lot of them outside, so people are slowly coming inside, so hopefully the event will be really successful.
So Attorney, maraming salamat po and enjoy the rest of the game. Back to you, TJ and Migs.
All right, thanks, Bea. Meanwhile, at the half, it is Alab Pilipinas ahead 29-22, a low-scoring ball game here at the Almendras Gym in Davao City. TJ Manotok together with Mix Bustos and Bea Diaz for ABS-CBN Sports, live and exclusive presentation of your ASEAN Basketball League. And Mix, let's take a look at some of the halftime stats and try to break this down and see where pretty much Alab is doing well and where Saigon obviously needs to do some improvement.
Well, in the point in the paint, Saigon Heat is shooting better. 9 made attempts in the paint is 50%. Credit that to Lenny Daniel in his post game, but then the fast break points, that has been the story for Alab Pilipinas. They've been running the ball better. Once they capitalize on the opportunities of the errors of the Saigon Heat, they're scoring better in terms of fast break points, 8-2 against the Saigon Heat.
Here's another look at some of the other stats. Saigon, interestingly enough, Mix, they're shooting better at 50%, but they're just turning the ball over too much.
And speaking of points in the paint, actually, Alab Pilipinas is scoring better in points in the paint, but then the rebound story for Alab Pilipinas, they've been really hustling it down, you know, avoiding those second chance opportunities for Saigon Heat. They lead the rebound story 32-27.
There you go. And yeah, as you said, the 6 points difference, pretty much a 7-point lead. You can't attribute that so far to the fast break points of Alab Pilipinas. They're the ones really who are more effective attacking in transition as compared to the Saigon Heat. When they do try to attack, you know, oddly enough, sometimes when Arnold brings the ball down, he doesn't look to finish. You know, he brings it down and he's got the lane and he looks really to his teammates to tangle. Really not getting his groove on so far here in the second game for the Saigon Heat here. ABL compared to his numbers from last season where he was averaging 15 points a game. Again, Charles as well, who only so far has 2 points. Remember, he only had truth, although they lost. He had a big game. He had real Chris Charles, you know, the former MVP.
Yes.
Play like a former MVP.
But then credit to Chris Charles, even though he only has 2 points, you know, 1 out of 4 from the field, he already has 9 rebounds. No, if he can't, you know, get in the board in terms of his points or in terms of his scoring, and he's helping the team in other ways. Also, he has 8 defensive rebounds and a total of 9.
So his presence inside, at least in terms of his size, in terms of rebounding, is a help. Although he does not have a shot block yet, but game you'll find a way. 2 fouls, slip there. 2 seconds to shoot. Parks knows it. Goes for a long 3.
7.
Almost an 8-second violation there. Anyway, finally gets that to go.
And that's it.
At the right place at the right time. In the middle of the paint there.
They fell asleep on defense. There were 3 Alabs. There were 3 white shirts.
4 actually.
Yeah, 4 in the
Parks on the right wing. Parks driving down. Pull-up jumper against Arnold.
That is mastery of Ray Parks' craft. You know, not just from the outside. He's really learned how to, you know, get jump shots.
It's called Balde swings it out to Ray Parks. It's his 3rd foul. Here's a 3-pointer earlier for Nguyen. And Subak gave him a little bit too much space.
As I was saying a while ago, Ray Parks, when he penetrates to the basket, all eyes of defense are on him. So he can make the option to go for a drop pass, go for a kick out.
Ray Parks as he gets called for this Morgan. Jumper from the baseline, fade away, no go. Ubalde up ahead to Kawaling. Kawaling on that pass to Lenny Daniel. That was just way too much.
The outside. Samson Carter's checking back in too.
Points, but anything can happen in the fourth quarter. Want to give the Saigon Heat a string of baskets at the momentum and boost their confidence quickly. David Arnhem 54-44. Ray Parks likewise leading the charge again for Alab Pilipinas, already with 22 big points out of the 57. Last time around, he was unstoppable. 8 for 8 from three-point territory, ending with 35 points. He set the record for a local player with three-pointers in the ABL. Nguyen being hounded by Ubalde.
A good defense by Paulo Ubalde. Yeah, he's really getting physical.
All over Nguyen, giving him a difficult time to set up a play. Morgan out to Daniel, wide open from three, but opts to back down at the post. Out to Morgan for a three-pointer. Morgan is now feeling it. Finally, Moses Morgan, the returnee for the Saigon Heat, now with 12 points. Slowly but surely being a factor here for the Saigon Heat. Carter trying to answer that with his three-pointer. That's no go. 10-point lead for Alab Pilipinas. Apparently that was judged along to Stephen Nguyen with an and one against Robbie Celis. And here come the Saigon Heat. 5 quick points for them. Would be 6.
Giving it one play at a time. Actually, that wasn't bad defense by Alab Pilipinas. A bailout three by Moses Morgan, but then he saw Stephen Nguyen, saw that opening in, against Rob Celis. Perhaps the run that they need as they push this lead down to 7 points.
That was a quick 6-point burst there for the Saigon Heat. A big three-pointer, a long three-pointer apparently by Moses Morgan, and the three-point play by Nguyen. 1-4 play.
Back to man-to-man defense for Saigon Heat.
A 1-4 play again here for Ray Parks, trying to give him space. He blows by! Daniel tried to dunk it against Daniel, but got blocked and denied. Daniel, he barges his way in. No call there as Ubalde hits the deck, trying to draw the charge. And just like that, is an 8-0 run for the Saigon Heat. Only a 5-point lead. We've got a ball game, folks. We'll take a good break. Stay with us here in SNA.
A good drive right there by Ray Parks.
He got by Morgan, but Daniel was just all over the place. And I'm hearing rumors that Daniel does the dishes, washes the clothes, drives the bus. He does everything.
He does everything.
Block shots, rebounds, scores, three-pointers, dunks. And
all-around player, all-around guy is Lenny Daniel.
You already, back here at home, we've got a term for that, ikaw na. You do everything, man. And he's willing his team back in this game. Mig's only down by 5. He's not doing all the scoring this time around, but he's the spark, definitely helping out, getting his teammates involved, Morgan and Nguyen, in the last couple of plays. Meanwhile, Alab Pilipinas, let's see what they can do off that timeout by Coach Makuan. Very concerned. Parks to Ubalde, 3 seconds to shoot. Parks to Hughes, taken away by Morgan, but tapped away by Parks. 2-on-1 at the other end. Carter to Parks, gets the layup to go. Now it's back to a 7-point lead. A little bit more breathing space makes for Alab Pilipinas.
Timely timeout by Coach Makuan. He stopped the bleeding from that 8-0 blast. Again, 7 points is the lead of Alab Pilipinas.
Nguyen. Ooh, he is blocked there by Carter. Shot clock is picking away. 8 seconds to go. Arnold gets a screen from Charles. Arnold out to Morgan for the corner three. Way short. And that's a shot clock violation. Oh, the refs say play on. Celis. Good foul there given up by Stephen Nguyen.
Remember, both teams need this win. For Alab Pilipinas, if they get this win here, they will go up to 7-3. Solo second place for Saigon Heat. Need to get a win to get their momentum in, to get their second.
There's a big block by Samson Carter to deny Stephen Nguyen's penetration. 7-point lead for Alab Pilipinas. 6:43 to go in the ballgame. They're trying to look for Parks in the corner. It's bumped, fouled by Charles.
And that's the staggered screen action from the man play of Alab Pilipinas. Now they were looking for that single double play on Paulo Hubalde.
Well, with a little bit over 6 minutes to go, we'll find out what both teams have been talking about in their huddles to finish this game off. Let's turn you over to Bea Dias. Bea?
The short rotation of Saigon Heat coach Mac Khuôn reiterated the importance of pushing the ball each time they get the chance to. So far, their main concern is their transition defense. He emphasized that they have to stop the ball high as to prevent the open lane and an easy 2 points. And with just a few minutes left in the fourth quarter, he said that the five on the court expects to be able to pressure defense full court the whole time of the game. Back to you, TJ and Mix.
All right, thanks, Bea. Obviously, Coach Mac wanting to take advantage of the fatigue factor bigs of the Saigon Heat. Again, from the last time around, they only played 6 guys virtually in the last game that they played in Olivares, even Parañaque. Again today, pretty much 6 guys with the other Nguyen and B coming in for barely a minute or so. But it's really been a 6-man rotation for the Saigon Heat. And for the sake of Alab Pilipinas, they're hoping that they're also running out of gas by this time.
Well, TJ, from Bea's report, Coach Mac Khuôn reiterated that they really have to play full court defense, go back to basics.
Yep.
They have to take advantage of their advantage of playing in, fielding as much as 15 men.
Daniel missing 2 free throws, but Charles gets second servings for the Saigon Heat. Nguyen picks it out to Arnold, tees up a 3-pointer. That is money, and it's down to a 4-point lead.
2-possession ball game. David Arnold just getting his team hyped up.
You're loving the energy from the Saigon Heat. The visitors showing no fear here and not backing down from the fight, even though the lead was as high as about 13 points earlier. Hughes with a screen on Parks. Pick and roll. Hughes. Short. Samson Carter is there to clean up the mess again. Active on the offensive glass, Mix.
8 points off the offensive rebound to Samson Carter.
Arnold's pass goes to the front row. Nowhere near his target of Lenny Daniel. Jerick Fortuna comes back in the game for Paulo Hubalde. Now J.R. Kawaling as well, who come in for Robbie Celis. 6-point lead for Alab Pilipinas. 5:26 to go.
Not a safe lead for Alab Pilipinas. This is only a 2-possession ball game. As much as the Saigon Heat are heating up from the 3, a different story from the first half. They were, I think, 0 out of 10 from the 3-point field.
That's right. First half, they were
on a drought
scoreless from beyond the arc. But this time around in the second half, it's been a good weapon for the Saigon Heat. Parks gets a screen, splits a double team, gets hammered by Chris Charles, but he will go to the free throw line.
Ray Parks has been really taking it all night.
He has shown no fear going inside. Yep, getting the bang, getting the contact. Here's that double team. He just splits right through it there with that low dribble. Gets the body contact there from Chris Charles.
That's what you need. Easy points from the free throw line.
2 for 2 for Ray Parks. Chris Charles, it's still a head scratcher, Mix. He's a former MVP of the ABL. Only 6 points and 10 rebounds in his first encounter against Alab Pilipinas. And he had a 20-point game, 20 points, 10 rebounds against Kaohsiung. Today, 2 points. Very quiet performance. There he is on cue. Chris Charles only his 4th point of the game. But he does have 3 personal fouls after that last foul against Ray Parks.
And Chris Charles, even though he only has 4 points, but has 14 rebounds to go with that.
That was the 4th foul of Ray Parks. Did I hear that right?
So we'll have to check that again.
Yeah. Double check that on the stats, but the last I saw, he had 3, and I heard the foul was called on him. Yep, 4 fouls in Ray Parks, so he's got to sit a minute or 2 to avoid fouling out early in this game.
Calling a flex plays, Jeric Fortuna, Lourdes Domingo down in the post.
Nice jab step, trying to bounce it out to Hughes. Taken away by the Saigon Heat. 5-on-4 here, can they take advantage? Arnold step back 3. Nowhere near the rim, but Chris Charles is right there for the rebound. He draws the foul from James Hughes.
Not really the ideal shot for David Arnold. He was feeling the heat check as they had more time on the clock. But then Chris Charles got an offensive rebound, and Team Alab is already in the penalty. Good positioning on the box out by Chris Charles against James Hughes.
Chris Charles gets the free throw to go. 5 points now for him, the former ABL MVP. 2 for 2 for Chris Charles. Scoring when it matters the most. It's a 1-possession game. Just a little over 4 minutes to go in this ball game. Hang on for an exciting finish here between the Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat. J.R. Kawaling swings it out. Samson Carter. No Ray Parks because he's on the bench with 4 fouls. Fortuna for the corner 3. Pressure defense there by Charles really bothered him. Great closeout by Charles. Here come the Heat. Morgan, he's open for 3. Could have tied the game with that one.
So for Team Alab, you just have to settle down, just like what Jeric Fortuna's doing. Time is still on your side, even though you still have a 3-point lead. They don't need to, to rush their shots. Just get a good ball movement in for Team Alab.
Fortuna asking for the screen. To Kawaling at the post against Arnold. Kawaling to the cutting Carter. Carter. Tough shot blocked there by Charles. Here comes Saigon. Morgan tries to tie it up. And he does. Moses Morgan, the returnee. A different man from the first half to the second half. He is on fire here. He ties the game at 64 all. 3:17 to go. Timeout for Coach Mac Khuan and Alab Pilipinas. We'll be back here on SNA. Welcome back to SNA. Here's that game-tying 3-pointer. 64 all as Moses Morgan now with 12 points. Sorry, made that 15 points. 12 of them here in the second half alone, as he had a quiet first half with only 3 points. We'll see how Alab Pilipinas will respond. This is crunch time now. Tied game, 3:17 to go.
This is a test for Alab Pilipinas. So far, their games have been down the wire. We've seen games that they lead early in the first half, but then their opponents really catch on to them in the fourth. This is a test of maturity, test of closing out games.
Parks is back in the game, Mix. Now they've got their playmaker again. The last few possessions, they looked a little lost without him. Carter can't get it to Parks. Kicks it out. Now he gets to Parks. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Parks gets blocked there by Chris Charles. And it's last touch on Ray Parks. So great defense by Charles. I think in the last 3 plays, he was the one solely responsible for getting the stops for the Saigon Heat.
A great read and better read for the Saigon Heat's defense. They knew that Parks was going to penetrate to the left. That's why they were able to read the defense and get that block.
Believe it or not, the Saigon Heat trying to go for the lead here. 64 all. Daniel almost losing it. Arnold inside to Chris Charles. And just like that, the Saigon Heat are ahead. 66 to 64.
That is only the 5th lead change of this game.
Alab Pilipinas, they're down by 2 now. Kawaling fakes off Morgan. But Morgan still staying with him all over him. The pass of Kawaling taken away by Daniel. And here comes the Saigon Heat. Morgan gets away. Parks is there to deny the layup. And the ball is out of bounds. Referees will confer who's the last touch. Apparently it's going to go back to Alab Pilipinas. What kinetic action here. As Daniel is still on the floor, slow to get up now.
Even though momentum is already on Saigon Heat's side, Alab Pilipinas doesn't need to panic. But it's still a 2-point lead.
Yep.
They don't need to go for the 3 to get that lead in. Just good ball movement, good screens, off-ball movement by Ray Parks. He doesn't need to, take it solo. He needs to involve his teammates more. And for his teammates, they need that confidence. Once they get that ball in, they need to be able to knock down those shots.
Alab Pilipinas wants to take solo second place in the team standings. They're half a game behind the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions. The Saigon Heat, meanwhile, at the bottom of the standings at 1-7. They want to get another win on the win column.
Monster performances so far. Bobby Ray Parks already with 27 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. While Lenny Daniel, really the all-around guy, as you said. DJ, 18 points, double-double for Lenny Daniel, 18 points and 16 rebounds.
Samson Carter, 13 points, 17 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 assists for him. Another all-around performance as well for the former sort of teammate of Ray Parks when they were in high school back in Michigan. Parks setting up the play for Alab. Hands it off to Kawaling. To Domingo. He swing the ball around. Carter. Back to Parks. Parks against Nguyen. Turns around. Charles all of a sudden stands with a shut on him. Carter for 3. That's short. But Parks, will he get the rebound? He keeps it alive. Domingo goes straight up. Gets the foul. Almost the layup. But being at the right place at the right time there is Lawrence Domingo after Ray Parks poked that ball loose from the hands of the Saigon Heat. Check it out. Carter's 3 is short. Daniel can't control. And Domingo's right there at the right place at the right time, almost getting the 3-point play. Everybody here now at the Almenda's gym makes holding their breath. They're being treated to a great ABL game right now.
And Lawrence Domingo, that's his purpose. Getting those loose balls at the same time. No fear, really determined to drive down the lane. An opportunity for him, perhaps 2 of the biggest free throws of his ABL career is Lawrence Domingo.
Crucial free throws for Lawrence Domingo as he gets an extended breather while the mop men of the Almenda's gym are getting extra work here with all the bodies on the floor. Able to mop them up. So big free throws for Lawrence Domingo. First one is long. Lawrence Domingo, 6 points today. But this is his first trip to the free throw line. The second is long as well. Rebound to Chris Charles.
No need to foul for Alab Pilipinas. Just have to play great defense.
Saigon Heat trying to add on to their lead. 1:30 to go. Arnold will get the screen from Charles. Drives down against Ray Parks. Arnold takes that bucket with a baseline drive against Ray Parks Jr.
Pure confidence by David Arnold.
Parks out to Carter, to Kowalik, down to the post to Domingo. Almost ran out of space, but he'll get the foul called on either Daniel or Morgan.
But redemption for Lawrence Domingo as Saigon Heat is also in the penalty.
Check this out again. Nice screen there by Charles. Shakes off the defense of Parks just enough for Arnold to go straight at him on the baseline. 2 free throws coming up for Lawrence Domingo. We got a timeout by the Heat. We'll be back here in SNA. Welcome back to SNA, the live and exclusive coverage of ABS-CBN Sports of the ASEAN Basketball League 2016-2017 season of the ABL. 4-point lead now for the Saigon Heat. And Lawrence Domingo, who missed 2 free throws earlier, back at the free throw line. Biggs, it's been a 24-7 scoring burst here in the 4th quarter in favor of the Saigon Heat.
And 0 out of 3 from the free throw line in crucial moments by Lawrence Domingo. The momentum really shifted to the Saigon Heat side.
Finally a free throw there for Lawrence Domingo. 1 out of 4 in the last 2 trips. Down to a 3-point lead.
And 4 was the biggest lead of Saigon. Early on, 13-9 in the 1st quarter. Then right now, what a timely moment to get that lead back again.
Arnold quickly down court is Arnold, maybe rushing that one. No need to rush for the Saigon Heat. Here comes Parks. Kowalik tees up a 3. Rebound battle. Morgan taps this one out. It will stay with Alab Pilipinas. That would have brought the house down if J.R. Kowalik tied the game.
But would have been big also for Alab, and that was a good shot by J.R. Kowalik. This guy is a pure shooter.
Yep, he's a good shooter. It was a weird situation on the other end where Arnold, I don't know why he rushed that play. Not an easy layup at all. Less than a minute to go. Carter swings it around to Kowalik. They're trying to look for Parks off this 2-man screen. Can't get it to go to him. Carter, ball tapped by Daniel. Kowalik will have to jack this up from the parking lot. That is off. Loose ball. That's going to be last touch by Charles, but the ball did not hit the rim, and Carter did not have 2 hands on it, so no change of possession. So it is a 24-second violation on Alab Pilipinas. They're down by 3, but makes this is 39.9 seconds left on the game clock. What's the scenario? Should they foul or just play good defense?
Well, not yet if you're Alab Pilipinas. They should still be able to get back the ball if they, waste that 24-second shot clock in. Still a good 16 seconds to get the ball back if you're Alab Pilipinas. No need to foul if you're the white shirts.
Arnold against Acuna, who's on the floor. They took out Domingo earlier for Acuna. Drop pass to Charles. Tap out. Big tap by James Hughes. 6 seconds to shoot for the Saigon Heat.
You have to be wary of the switches right here in the inbound play. You cannot sleep on the switches as much as possible. Avoid those switches, to be able to play good defense.
Watch out for the back door as well. Inbound. Gets it to Arnold. Arnold spins around, gets away from Kowalik. Enough! Arnold with a big basket. making up for that bad layup earlier.
I can see it in his eyes.
Wow.
David Arnold playing hero ball.
Huge shot there for Arnold. Puts his team up by 5, 70-65. Arnold now with 17 points all of a sudden. He came alive here in the second half, and the timeout now by Alab Pilipinas, who all of a sudden find themselves down by 5. Assistant to Coach Makuan.
JR, take a ball out, ball. Okay? Now, come on. Give. Play. Come on. Close it. Okay? I need a quick shot, quick 3, and then let Morgan get the ball. Foul him. Okay? Now. Foul him. Okay? Now. On the free throw, if they make 2 shots, we need the 3. Take the ball out. I want the banana cut. Shooters, run to the corner. Okay? Drive. I want to locate shooters. Come on, come on, come on.
Well, Coach Makuan, we couldn't see the play, but looks like he wants a quick 3 as it's tough shot by Arnold. Step back, great separation makes between him and Jer Kawaling, who's a good defender.
Well, not the biggest of guys, not the most athletic of those guys from the Saigon Heat, but then pure confidence, just really wants, you know, to take this game to his own hands today with Arnold. As Coach Makuan wants a quick 3, wants to be able to execute on that and get the ball to Moses Mark and then foul him. Perhaps a better chance of him taking the